and welcome along and welcome back to Stone Valley and my brand new farmhouse. I have moved in fully. It's all good. I've placed my doormat down and yeah, it's absolutely lovely to wake up in my own house on my own farm and just head straight out. We are going to be picking up exactly where we left off yesterday. We are picking up with the McCormick here and the Amazon spreader. We're going to take this down to the shop, get it refilled with another 4 bags of fertilizer. And then we've got some more contracts to do. We've got field 24 and field 20. Both should give us a good amount of income, and then we'll have a look after that and see if there's anything else before we do field 14 and complete this contract and return this tractor. And yeah, hopefully that is going to give us a good base to start getting a few pieces of equipment to run our cows and get the cows themselves. Very much looking at the moment, if it's something that I'm not looking to buy used, then looking at renting the equipment and hoping that the milk we get in from the cows is going to pay for the equipment we're renting as we go. We will also only pick up equipment for rental as we need it, and I think that's going to be a very important thing to do. It'll keep our costs down, and it means that if something comes up that we need and it comes up used, we will be able to get it very easily and continue going. We're also going to be continuing our contracting work. We're not stopping doing that as well, but I think we are now getting established and things are only going to start growing from here. So as with last time, we're looking at getting about 4,000 liters of fertilizer in here for the next job. Let's bring this round here. I think if I open up the cover, yeah, we need to be in a position where it's much easier for it to be loaded up. So we'll bring this back here. There we go. And so the way we're working the contracting equipment on here is this equipment is owned by the contracting office, which is in here. They give us the equipment to do a load of jobs. So if we want to have a tractor or a fertilizer for a load of jobs, they will give us the equipment and we can use that on as many jobs as we want. So it isn't actually the farmers that own this contracting equipment we're using. We also got here something really interesting. Now, this would be massively useful to our farm, except that it's a windrower I really dislike. It goes out to the side and has 3 triples, and it has a triple comb setup. It's not one I like, and so we're gonna go and grab something else later. But it's always interesting that piece of kit there and that piece of kit there would be really useful if we had a big tractor. And so my target very much is to keep an eye out for a large tractor, especially if something like this comes up. The 8960, nice classic tractor. If this comes up used, considering it's 80,000 to start, that would be absolutely perfect for our contracting setup. Failing that, something along the lines of this. The John Deere 9X20 would be perfect for us as well. This has a good amount of 280 horsepower. We could actually take it up to 500 horsepower if we wanted, although that adds a lot of money to it. But if that came up used, that would be great too. Alternative as well is something like an 8RX came up, although really expensive. Would be great as well, or an 8R or something along those lines. Would be brilliant. So we're keeping our eye out for all of that kind of thing. Now, I meant to go into the shop and buy myself 4 big bags of fertilizer. There we go. So this is for the next contract. Let's buy that. Yes. Okay. And that should easily cover what we're going to do for the next contract. The next contract on field 24 being the best paying one at the moment. And of course, this is our... Oh, actually, there was something I was going to do last time with this. This is our T6 that we got secondhand last time. And I want to make a small change to it. So, we should be able to put wheel weights on. It'll cost us 1,000 to do it, but it'll give us more stability while loading up. So, we'll customize that. Okay. We will have to reconnect everything up to it, but that is all right. So start up our engine, lift up our rear weight. So we should have enough weight on the back of this now for these seat bags to be absolutely no problem at all. So let's just get this into here. Connect that up. So both of those done. And yeah, look at that. That is absolutely wonderful. Proper stability now. We've got enough weight on the back between our weight and our wheel weights. And we can just very easily load these up. A little bit more high. Second pair of bags in and all loaded up. And we're done. So we're going to park this here. We're going to be using it again today. We are going to need more fertilizer. But it won't take very long for us to go round field 24 and get this done. Now, field 24 is going to be a bit of an odd one. The shape, well, it's split by a river for a start. And I think we've still got, yeah, we need to widen our settings. We'll bring the lines on not far out, actually. So, bring them across. And yeah, we'll have to cut off as we go between those trees. In fact, we will probably have to readjust our lines just the other side of those trees. Because the field widens. Oh, no, actually. No, we won't need to. Well, we might need to a bit because that is a long way out on the road. But that should do it. That should do it fine. The meanderings of the river through this field are just going to make any kind of estimate of completion completely untrustworthy. There's just no way that that I can trust that. I'm also going to cut down to about half our actual coverage here. So we'll take this down to, I think 30 will probably cover it. And just for this first bit, nope, 30 is too wide. 21. There we go. So that just about covers this area enough to bleed around. And then when we get out to this area here, what I'm going to do is go, oh no, turn it off. Go back to the full width. Set us back on that. And then hopefully that means that we've used up less fertilizer for that bottom section there. And ultimately that will save us a little bit in the coverage overall. It's, yeah, 15%. It's just so difficult to estimate this field. I reckon we should be hitting about 25% by the end of this row. But whether that will actually hold true as far as the contract thinks, I have no idea. We know from the previous contract this should be enough fertilizer to get all of field 24 done. We've got a little bit left over from last time. We had about 634 litres, I think, left over. And on top of that, we've got the 4,000 litres that we picked up at the start of this field. I reckon we're probably, yeah, we're looking to be coming up to halfway through this contract. It does think we're only 30% of the way through, but that is partly due to the weird setup of this field. And we are going to waste a little bit of fertilizer on the next bit, because what we're going to do is go down the edge and try and sort of clean it up and complete this half of the field as much as we can. So yeah, just gonna go down here. I'm not gonna do this very little slither here, but coming out and around here, there's enough space that I think it would cause a problem if we didn't do it. So we're gonna come out here and do this. And yeah, we'll set onto path, onto the course, and just fill this area in here. And yeah, that will go fairly nicely, and then we'll curve back at the edge here, so that we're just bringing it in and basically wasting as little as I can, if possible. But that's gone fairly well so far. We are down to just over half of our fertilizer left. And, oh, actually, of what we... yeah, no, in fact, that is about half of our fertilizer left. And, yeah, I think we're probably about halfway through this field. It does get a little bit messy on this other side. And I think I might have to resort to coming off the GPS to get this to spread properly. Because, yeah, this is just the weirdest of shapes down this side. And we had a lot of fun before when we were seeding it. Yeah, we got a lot of fun now trying to get it right when we're trying to get it fertilized as well. I think this side of the field, GPS just does not work. I think it's just a case of eyeballing it and trying to make sure that you get the best coverage you can. We have shot up to 60% of the way through this contract now, though, which is quite a leap, having just done sort of 2 rows. It will jump higher as well as we go over this section here and up to the end of the field. And it's because of these strange waterways and things that are in it. Well, I say strange. I mean, it's not odd for a map of this type to have those kind of things in. But it's strange for Farm Sim to have that kind of stuff in here. And as a result, it's not overly handling it well. But it is handling it. And it does still give me the right result at the end of the field, which is kind of the important bit. If we weren't getting completed contracts, that would be something different. It is just because we have this real-time readout of how far we are through the contract. It can be a little bit odd when it doesn't quite meet the progress that we expect. And I'm probably not doing these waterways correctly. And I'm sure there will be plenty of comments about, yeah, you shouldn't be fertilizing over the waterways and shouldn't be driving over them like that. So yeah, let me know in the comments how badly I am doing with the waterways on these fields. I normally try and drive around them, but for this fertilizing, it seems the much more sort of efficient way is just to keep going over them and continue on through the field. Again, we've got a little section left of the field, and we're hitting sort of 87%. There must be... Oh, wow, I've gone quite a way off on that last bit. But there must be... Yeah, there we go. 93%. It's just weird. Right, start that up again. Yeah, it is... The way these waterways affect this is just very, very strange. Because I've not got a lot of field I've missed at this point. I've got that weird bit that I've just done at the top corner there. I've got a corner down the bottom here that I can go and do. And there's a few patches. And it's just suddenly completed it. That is so odd. But that is field 24 complete. 549 litres left. Let's head back to the contract office, get the money for this one, and reload with a bit more fertilizer for the next one. don't think we're going to need quite so much, as it's not quite such a big contract. But as we got one more contract after that to have a look at, we will see where we are. So back at the contract office, we'll just pull in and pull up. There we go. And go and collect on that. There we go. Field 24, fertilizing 29,700. And collect. Perfect. Well, we're going to keep having a look and seeing what fertilizing contracts there are. There's quite a few still kicking around that we might be able to get some on. Yeah, that's herbicide spraying, that one. So field 14 is the one we've got the vehicle off. Field 20 is the next one we've got, so we'll pick that up. We'll see where we are after that. There's a couple of others that might be worth doing. The one on field 15 might be worth doing, and the one on field 27. But yeah, field 20 is our next one. So let's spin this round and get this loaded up with some more fertilizer, because 549 litres is not going to cover it. Into the shop, and while we're here, we're not quite up to the afternoon, so I don't think we've got anything new in the sales yet. Oh, we do. We've got a header trailer that is of no use to us at all. So yeah, let's just get 4 more big bags of fertilizer, like so. Buy that, and this is going to be more than enough this time. And look at that, we're already back up to 40,000. That's fantastic. That should mean that whatever we earn from today is going to be what we have to set up our cows next time. So the initial setup for the cows, we are going to need A, the cows, B, some bales to feed them, and then C, probably a couple of other bits and pieces. I think, as I said earlier, I think we're going to have to rent some of the equipment to get started. I do need to rent a plow, and I need to find something that isn't just a regular plow. I want a maybe a disc plow or something like that, but that will work with 155 horsepower, which I don't believe there is anything in here that will currently do that. All of the John Deere ones are huge. And the case one, yeah, is 310. Maybe if a tractor turns up in here, single row billet planter, if a tractor turns up in here of sufficient power to do it, we might be able to get something with a little more oomph. But it will take another tractor appearing in order for us to do that. Right. Just got to get these 2 in here, and then we can go and get field 20 done, which is pretty much as weird as the last one. Bags are empty. Reverse the tractor out and just leave it here. Blocking that way a little bit. Not much, though. Close up the back. And, yeah, away we go again. That all closed up? Yep. We are heading out this way because field 20 is this odd-shaped field at the back over here. Goes right up to the edge of the map and then has a waterway running through the middle of it, and then has a little square bit stuck between those 2 factories. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to do. Lines on. Get them in the right place. And then, yeah, we should initially be able to do fairly well on this. GPS now positioned in the right place. Check that we are on full width, which we're not. So let's step back up on that. And then I'm just going to back off and line myself up with the actual direction I want to, or the actual position I want to be in, like so. Set the GPS and away we go. And yeah, this should go fairly easy. Contracts for fertilizer spreading really are fast, easy money. It's, yeah, you sit in the tractor, you go round. Yes, you're going to spend a load of money on fertilizer in the first place, but you've seen how we've rolled over the past day or so into getting turning what was £7,000 into 40,000 at this point, and we're going to be well over 50,000 once we complete this contract as well. And it's just, yeah, it's just really easy money that lets us build back up our pot, allows us to get where we want to be, and next time is absolutely gonna let us set up our cows. And this is the thing, on this series we have taken no loans. Everything we have earned straight up, and it's really quite cool that we've got to the point where we've been able to buy a farm, we've been able to get a load of equipment on it, and we've been able to just go from there. And yes, we are going to be leasing some equipment, but we're not going to be getting a loan in order to do it. Right, now this bit here, we do need a little less width, so let's take it down a couple of pegs and see what that gives us. I am pretty happy with that. I think if we go any thinner, we're going to miss bits. So that will be fine going into here. This just preserves, again, a little bit of fertilizer so that we're not using it all. But given the amount that we're at, I don't think we have a huge problem here. In and back out again. Full width. And yes, we've missed a couple of small spots, but that shouldn't be a problem overall. Same again at this end. I'm going to take my width down to 21. That should be enough to cover this strip. Oh, just under. But that will be fine. We'll leave a very small strip towards the edge of the field. I'll just move this out a little bit. And yeah, that will cover everything we need to, which is great. And then we've just got this small patch in the middle here. And now that we've got most of the field done, and we're just into this small sort of square area here, it should work a bit better. I'm going to switch out to full width and then in a bit, because we don't need to go the whole full width through this whole section. Though actually I could do with going a bit wider. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Make sure we do this field as well as we can. Right, and up to the end. Turn around. I give this little section here a blast. You can see it's still going up. And 98%. This is probably going to just complete on its own at some point. There we go. We're not quite at full width, but that is got to be 99%. Yeah, there we go. Contract is done on this field, and we still have 2,400 litres left. So this should be enough for us to get field 14 complete as well, which I think is going to be our last one today by the looks of things. We will just pop into the office, have a word with them, and get the money for the one on field 20. But yeah, judging by where we are and what we've done today, that should be fairly good for us to complete our work today with field 14 and return this tractor. Field 20 is completed. Let's collect on that for 17,000. And then, yeah, just this one for 12,000 less left. There's no 26,000 ones, otherwise I'd have probably grabbed that. But yeah, we're going to do this one. So let's head up to field 14. I think we've got more than enough in here. We've got well over half of what we purchased, and this is the smallest field of all the ones we've done. So yeah, this should be more than enough. Our last field for today is field 14, just up here, and this is much more straightforward. It does have a waterway in it, but yeah, it's much more straightforward. Let's bring up the menu. I want to turn that 90 degrees. Perfect. And then we'll move it across, and that puts it into position there. And yeah, we should blast through this field fairly quickly looking at it. Get it there. Get ourselves on the right course. Check that we are at full width, which we are not. So let's set that. And yeah, away we go. I reckon this field should take us about 5 passes to get done. We're on the second pass now, and it's reading 5%. It should be closer to 20%. So yeah, this is one of the ones that does read very weirdly, and it's partly because if we look at field 14, it has got that section, or that waterway cutting straight into the field across there. And what it's doing is it also sections off part of the field as well. So it's playing all sorts of havoc with the completion level of this field. And we'll suddenly see it shoot from like 10-15% straight up to like 90% just because of the way this field is configured. We are easily halfway through this field at this point, and it's still reading 11%. And yeah, that waterway there, that is the bit that's cut off. The bit above it, that is field 11. So it really is just 2 more passes to complete this, and it's reading 17%. It's absolutely hilarious. I love the way some of these fields work. It just is utterly insane. The last pass on this field is not even gonna be a full width. In fact, look at that. That's now jumped up to 38% as we go through this. And I think it's gonna jump up more the further through this field we go. Yeah, there we go. We're up to 43, 44, 45, 46. I mean, we are a good 85% through this field. And yeah, I'm just watching that completion number jump really quickly as we're going through the last parts of this field. And it does seem to be that bit that's cut off. It's going to be great because we're going to come up here. And what is that? Oh, that's the yeah, that's the spinnery that we've got in here. So yeah, we are not going full width down here. I think we're probably gonna want to be 30 meters wide. Let's bring the lines up, redo the width. That is gonna be enough to complete things. So move that into place. Yeah, that's going to leave a very small line at the edge. And there we go. Let's see how much this jumps through this next section. So this is the bit that I think it's just, well, it's already jumped from 65 to 72%. I think as we go through here, because we didn't even touch on it. Oh yeah, we did, right across the corner. And look at that now, just zooming up to 83%. And then as we complete it, it's going to jump again. There we go, 88%. Wow, is that actually... No, I thought for a moment that might jump to completion. But I don't think it's quite going to do it. We are at 93%, 95, 97, and it is just counting up And it is suddenly going to complete in a moment. Before we get to the end of the field. 99. There we go. Before we get to the end of the field. So there we are. That is field 14 done. We're going to get this back down to the contracting office and sort that. And then we're going to grab our T6 and head back to the farm so that we can finish off. The plan next time, I think, is going to be to start off with about 30 cows. See if we can buy that many. I think that's going to be about 45,000. We'll then need to get some bales to feed them with. So we'll do that as well. And yeah, probably start getting some equipment to do things with. We need a plow. And I'm going to be looking into an appropriate plow. First, though, let's get this contract completed. We're going to get reimbursed for the excess fertilizer we got, which is fantastic. So collect on that. And there we go. So that is pretty good, actually. I'm very pleased. We're up to 69,000. We are just a stone's throw shy of 70,000. We are probably going to try to transport the cows ourselves. 30 cows, we'll see what we can get. I'm hoping I can get a gooseneck trailer, maybe, that we can transport the cows with. And see if we can use the TLX a bit more. Because one thing that I've neglected and failed to do over the last few videos is use the attachments for the TLX. It is an incredibly versatile truck, and we really need to use it more. All in all, I'm pretty satisfied. We are set up on our farm, and we're going to get the cows in next time, and it's going to be great. We're going to be moving forward, if you'll excuse the pun, and making money off our own land. We do still need to sort out this grass field ahead of us. I think a plow is going to be needed for that and to get that set up. And really, we need to look at ways that we can use this farmland to our advantage as much as possible. But I think that is where we're going to leave this for today. Nicely set up with our John Deere 6M over here. So our 6M 155 and our T6 125. It's a good start, and we're only going to expand and get bigger from here. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.